Welcome back to No Nostalgia Filter. I'm Angelo.
I'm Raven.
And we're continuing to filter E3. Now we're going to talk about the Microsoft press conference.
And we're actually going to be doing some raving.
So before we start, I just want to say, at the beginning of the Microsoft press conference, they had a tiny statement that was in support of the families of the victims of the Orlando shooting. And this isn't a political podcast, so we're not going to get into it, but I thought it was really nice.
Yeah, I really like how even Bethesda was at least wearing pins.
Everybody seems to be coming out in support. They said that the gaming community mourns with you. We here at NNF do the same.
Yeah.
So just getting that out of the way, we're not going to spend a lot of time on that, but, you know, it was a tragedy, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. And it looks like everybody at E3 is also with you.
Yeah, they really come out in support, and I think that's really awesome.
But let's talk about happier stuff.
Yeah.
The games. First of all, I want to say that overall, the press conference was okay. It was long. They spent too much time on a lot of their products, but almost all of them had gameplay.
Yes, this is the most gameplay-heavy press conference we've seen thus far, and I believe this is the third one at E3. EA had almost no gameplay, Bethesda had a little bit, and this kind of exploded with it.
Yeah, so this stuff seemed real, and I'm okay with that.
I am very much okay with that. I really like being able to see the games. It really snatches me harder, really drags me in, makes me want to buy them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. We apologize for stupid sounds going off in the background. We didn't mute our computer. Let's be more professional about this. But anyway, they started with Gears of War 4. It's about what you expected. The gameplay looked pretty cool. Really dark, really grungy. They brought back, where's my wife? They brought back Dom and all them. It's pretty cool. They introduced it as part of the Xbox Play Anywhere program, which means that now all Xbox games can be played on PCs, provided that those PCs are running Windows 10.
Right, they do have to be running Windows 10. And just as a small note, every game they announced today was part of this new thing. You can play it on Xbox One or on Windows 10.
And they're going to be doing that for every game going into the future.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool.
But that also means that I need to upgrade to Windows 10, which I'm not looking forward to.
Me either, but I'm going to have to as well.
But anyway, this is Gears of War. It's yet another shooter. More chest-high walls. You get the idea. If you're a Gears fan, you'll like it. If you're not a Gears fan, it's not going to convert you. New characters, strong female characters, more chainsaw guns. You've been here before.
Yeah.
So get hype if you like Gears, because it looks like it's really fun if you like Gears. Once again, we talked about this in our other videos. We are a very shooter-saturated market right now.
However, I believe this is the only shooter that Microsoft talked about. There might be one other, but for the most part, they didn't have the oversaturation of shooter problem.
I think they talked about one more, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
After they showed Gears of War, they had a really quick aside for Killer Instinct.
Mm-hmm.
In Killer Instinct Season 3, General Rom from Gears of War 4 is going to be another guest character, which is really cool because I'm still loving Killer Instinct. Big shout out to Keats. You guys have been doing amazing work with this. It's been a long time since I worked with Keats at shoryuken.com, but he is doing a fantastic freaking job. And I want it. I want to play it. It looks cool. That's all that they said. It's just like General Rom's coming. He looked like a grappler.
He very much
with a lot of close range stabby stuff. I'm in there. I'm cool with that. Then they went on to another one of the big properties, Forza. Mm-hmm. Forza Horizon 3.
Racing game.
It's another open world racer. It's in Australia.
Yeah, it takes place down under.
They showed how there's this huge, diverse roster of cars. You have sports cars and futuristic cars and Jeeps and
just about
dune
anything
buggies.
you can imagine. Which
I wouldn't be surprised if they had a school bus in there. And you just drive around the world, and anytime that your friends want to invite you in, you just click and suddenly you're transported to their world. And it's not even like you're transported in the same place. It's just like your worlds overlap.
Yeah.
And then you drive to where they are, and that's about it. They had weird things like chasing a helicopter was one of the missions.
I saw that. Yeah. One really cool thing about this, though, is you can now have 4-player campaigns.
Well, they had 4-player co-op in the other ones. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
But according to them, this is the most social one so far, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Once again, if you played Forza Horizon before, you'll like it. If you weren't, it's not going to convert you, but it looked pretty cool. So, there's that.
As someone who hasn't actually played a Forza before, I actually kind of want to just play this game just because pretty.
Oh yeah, it's very pretty. Especially if you're a gearhead, like all the inner mechanics of the cars are now modeled, and it's just really cool. They went on to Recore, which is that mech game from Keiji Inafune, the creator of Mega Man. And I guess he has to be doing something considering Mighty Number 9 is finally coming out. But it looks really cool.
Yeah, it does.
Like, basically it looked like you have these robot minions, and you can use them for different things. Like your spider robot can latch to walls, and then you could grapple to it. You have like this big gorilla robot that like throws things and lifts up doors for you, and it felt like, I don't know, like active robot Pokemon or something.
Yeah,
it was just fun. It just looked really cool. And also it was a third-person action game, which we didn't see a whole lot of.
We have not actually, and I was really glad to actually see that.
It was, that was announced last year, and I'm still interested, so, that thumbs up for that.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard of it, but, I will happily explore this and give it a shot.
Yeah. By the way, you might notice that we're going through things a little bit quick. That's just because it was so long. We have a lot of things.
It was an hour and a half worth of a press conference.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to get through.
They went through a lot of stuff, and it was the most heavy. Not in terms of, like, dark or anything, but, like, the most presented stuff.
Yeah, they presented a lot of info about each individual title. Up next, there was Final Fantasy 15. If you watch this channel, you know my opinions on Final Fantasy 15. But they tried to rope us in again with a huge boss fight. They were fighting Titan, and it was like a Gears of War style massive thing. Like, you were about as big as one of its fingers.
Yeah, more like fingernails.
It would swipe at you, and then you would dodge, and it would swipe at you, and you would dodge. And that was actually the problem. The only thing that happened was you dodged.
Yep.
It attacked, you dodged. It attacked, you dodged. It attacked, you dodged. There was, like, no attacking going on.
I was just going to say, I didn't actually see any attacks. I saw him rolling and jumping away. And
like, it was very pretty, but the gameplay looked boring as hell.
Oh, yeah. I was bored out of my mind.
And then at the end, they threw Pokeballs at it, and its arm froze, and they shattered its arm, and then it was over? I don't even understand what's happening anymore. Also, apparently you got to, like, RTS command people with pikes. None of it looked fun. Like, not even if you weren't, even if you knew nothing about Final Fantasy 15, the whole demo was just dodging and dodging and dodging. It didn't look fun. It didn't look active. And they were, like, making a big deal about how fast and active everything was, and it just wasn't. Ugh.
Yeah, that's kind of both of our reactions here. Not a Final Fantasy player. I've seen some of the gameplay from our channel, though, obviously, but not a game clip that would pull me in. Not at all.
When they moved on, they went to Battlefield 1. We already saw Battlefield 1 back at EA. Not a whole lot new. They showed some aerial gameplay. They showed tank gameplay. The whole soundtrack is made of rap music, which is really weird for a World War I game.
Yeah, that doesn't seem to fit the setting quite at all.
It's the traditional style of music for World War I. But we told you our opinions in the EA run through, so
they did give us a release date. October 21st.
Yeah, they gave us release dates for most of these, but we're mostly gonna skim those.
Yep.
Tom Clancy's The Division Underground. Looks like it's an expansion for The Division, which, like, okay, if you like The Division, that's fine. The Division wasn't a horrible game. It's coming on Xbox One first, so hooray. I don't know. Yeah, it's just an expansion pack for a game that we had. Like, and they didn't even show a whole lot about it. It looked a lot like the original game. They did say that they would have randomly generated missions, though.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That they did.
So, I guess there's pseudo-infinite content now. That's pretty cool. But, I don't know, it's nothing groundbreaking. Minecraft. Everybody loves Minecraft. Everybody plays Minecraft. Minecraft can be played on your tablet. Minecraft can be played on your phone. Minecraft can be played on your PC. Minecraft can be played in your bathroom. It's just more Minecraft. They had new texture packs, new character packs, new materials, new ways to link your accounts. They showed Minecraft in VR. It's Minecraft. You know, once again, if you've played Minecraft, you're gonna like it. It's just more stuff. More I know that there's more materials, but none of that made me go, ooh, I can't wait to play this.
I believe I actually asked him, because we watched this press conference together, and I believe I actually asked him, because I've never played Minecraft, what is the big deal about Minecraft? It's Legos. You build things. Okay. Oh,
one thing that we forgot, they announced the Xbox One S.
Oh, yeah. They did.
We didn't have notes on that, but I remembered. Basically, it's like 40% smaller, and it has an up to a 2 terabyte hard drive, and it has a new controller that's a little bit tinier, and it has a larger range of reach, of communication. So. Yeah, I mean, we all knew we were getting slim consoles. Great. We'll talk about
that later.
I didn't have a problem with it, but I have something I'm very angry about later. But you got your slim console. It's tinier. It'll fit better. Be happy. And then they showed that you can now customize your own Xbox One controllers,
which I thought was actually really cool. That's not something I've seen from any other company or platform. And I know there are a number of people out there who like aesthetics enough to invest in something like that. I'm one of them. I really like the idea. This seems to be not necessarily button setup, which is something you can program in your...
You could swap out buttons, you could swap out triggers, you could swap out colored faceplates.
The thing I noticed the most was the colored faceplates, but that's because I'm a huge color person. I really like color coordination and pretty colors, and that's the photography of me talking. I adore color. So...
It was pretty cool. Like, I kind of want to make a horrible looking, like, neon green and pink, like, and I don't know, red and purple, like, mishmashed, like...
I would actually really like the red and purple.
No, I mean on top of the neon green and pink. God. Yeah, just like the most gaudy controller ever. And bring it to, like, tournaments and stuff.
That would ensure that you always have your own controller until you accidentally took it home.
So there's that. And then they got into the indie games, and I was really psyched about this. They did their indie game montage like they usually do. Stuff like, they showed that Stardew Valley was coming, so we're hyped about that. Hand of Fate. All those really cool indie games that came out on PC, they're also coming out on Xbox, so... If you own an Xbox, you get to do... You get to play Stardew Valley, which the rest of us have already done. But it's cool. And then they showed some new indie games. The first was Inside,
which is from the creators of Limbo, and Limbo actually looks like a fantastic game.
I'm really not sure what it's about. They said that it was absolutely amazing, but it was very shadowy, and it looked like it was kind of Stanley Parable-y, like set in an office or something. I have no idea, but it's from the makers of Limbo, and everybody was giving it high praise, so I'm skeptically hyped. I mean, no gameplay, and I always hate when there's no gameplay.
Yeah, it's one of the few games they had that didn't happen.
But a lot of the indie game creators have had a pretty good track record, so let's just say that I'm tentatively excited.
Same. I will say that I'm really glad that E3 is giving more exposure to indie games.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm really, really excited about that.
Also, Limbo is now free on the Xbox One, so if you haven't played Limbo, play Limbo.
Yeah, I think it's a week-long campaign that they're doing, that they're giving you Limbo free this week.
And then there was an indie game that I was super excited about called We Happy Few. I've been following this for ages.
Really?
Basically, this takes place in like a futuristic, semi-steampunk universe where everybody is required to take these pills called Joy. And it keeps you happy. But it also numbs you to the world around you. And
symbolism.
And everybody wears these like happy masks, so no one can see what your actual affect is. And the problem is there are these people called downers who don't take their joy. And when they don't take their joy, they start seeing weird things. Like in this scene, they showed how like you were smacking a piñata, but since you had not taken your joy,
you didn't actually see a piñata.
Yeah,
you saw someone killing basically an animal.
Yeah, it was an animal, and they were eating the animal's entrails, and it was weird. So it's gonna be this weird psychological horror game,
which I'm actually really hyped about, because I actually really like those, even though they fuck with my mind.
And I think that like you're able to take joy if you want, but then you can't see the world for what it really is. And I want to play this game really bad. It looks like it's real cool.
It's that's what. Oh, July 26th. There's actually a game preview of it on the Xbox.
Yeah, so download that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be borrowing friend's Xbox to do this.
Then they had Gwent. That's the card game that they had that was in The Witcher 3. Mm-hmm. A lot of people were like, "Hey, I really want to play this standalone." So you can play it standalone. You can go to playgwent.com and be part of the beta test. I don't care. I already play Hearthstone. Once again, I don't know how big the digital CCG space really is.
Apparently, a lot of people are hype over such a thing.
Well, a lot of people liked it from The Witcher 3, and I give it props. They did do something interesting, like your decks are small. They're only 10 cards, and they're in your hand the whole time, and that is something that is honestly very new.
Yeah, that's not something... Hearthstone doesn't do that. You have a deck of 30 cards.
No CCG has done that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think any card game has...
Yeah, like Hearthstone aside. It's... The idea of a card game without drawing is really cool because there's less variance, and I love games with less variance. But once again, I've already put all this time into Hearthstone to get a Hearthstone collection. I just don't know if I'm going to have the time to play another one. And for that matter, I don't know if they'll be able to rope people back from Hearthstone or Magic or this Elder Scrolls card game or any of that.
The fact that there is the one hand no draw might get people enough to at least test it.
Oh, I'm going to test it.
Exactly, and that might rope them in. They have at least a new mechanic that way.
Yeah.
That hasn't been seen before, so they've got that going for them there.
So interesting, not bad, but I just don't know if there's market space for it.
Agreed.
Then Tekken 7 was shown. Tekken 7 looks awesome. Akuma is part of the story mode. There are supers now in Tekken. Everybody who says that that's bad, shut up. It looks awesome. Like Heihachi has his own sort of raging demon-y thing. It's cool. It's fucking cool. If you like Tekken, it's cool. If you don't like Tekken, it's still cool. Shut up. Like, I'm all in there. I'm happy. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 was great. And
speaking of Tekken Tag Tournament, you get a free copy all week.
You're really good at being like this advertisement thing.
Well,
Like you keep. I'm trying to talk about the content, and you're like, they give you this for free.
I like that they give you free shit. Free shit. Keep going.
But yeah, it looks really cool. I think it's going to be like a new tournament standard, at least for 3D fighters. Definitely check it out. Then they showed Dead Rising 4. Dead Rising 4, first of all, it takes place in the same place that Dead Rising 1 took place in, so it's the same mall. It is Frank West. He's covered wars, you know. It takes place during Christmas.
Yes.
So there's a lot of like Christmas themed things, and I actually think that that's kind of cool because it means that the zombie outbreak is bigger than normal because more people are around for Christmas. Also, you could do things like you could create a candy cane launcher, like a death sleigh. You could light a Christmas tree on fire to keep the zombies away.
They also showed a person with like a Tyrannosaurus Rex head.
Yeah, so
breathing fire.
You could like put on like costumes. And, well, I mean, you were always able to do that in Dead Rising, but they had like a dragon head that you could breathe fire. It was just. Everything about it was amazing. Like you could make your own chain guns, missile launchers, and you could build like power armor out of Christmas lights. You could ride motorcycles. You could electrify cars. You could. There's this one point where they put like a flaming spiked like Christmas wreath at the top of a Jeep and drove that through crowds. There was this point where you wore like this robot armor and took like a signpost out of the ground and like hit people with concrete. It's goofy and it's Dead Rising, and Dead Rising 3 tried to be really dark and serious and it sucked. And this is a return to the goofiness of Dead Rising 1.
This actually looked really fun.
So I would be happy to play it. I'm excited. Then they had Scalebound, and oh my god.
Scalebound.
Scalebound was revealed last year, and I was really excited. I actually think it might have been revealed the year before. I don't actually remember, but they finally showed gameplay. And so here's the deal. You're a dude, you have a fighting style, you have armor, you have weapons, and you have a pet dragon that is one of many different species that fights alongside you. You fight huge bosses. In fact, they fought a giant enemy crab, and I love it. Hideki Kamiya, I think, yeah, he came on, he said it's the largest boss fight that they ever created, and it's true, because like you were so tiny compared to this crab, and what you had to do is you had to mount your dragons, have the dragons fly in and like shoot fireballs at its eyes, disable its legs, cut open a big like gash in its head, crawl inside its body, and hack up its heart.
Oh.
And it looked amazing! I cannot tell you how awesome this whole thing looked. And you're just able to teleport into other people's games. Certain dragons fly, certain dragons are like these ground armored tigery dragons. It's so cool! Everything about this is cool, and it's made by Platinum, so I know it's gonna have that, like, I don't know, like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Devil May Cry-ish feel to it. And I love every part of it. I'm upset that it's Xbox exclusive. Like, I'm gonna upgrade to Windows 10 just so I can play this.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the coolest new IPs I've seen in ages. It looks like a combination of like Dark Souls and Devil May Cry and Panzer Dragoon and just Monster Rancher and all of these awesome things all at once. I don't know. You hooked me. Like you got me, Microsoft. What could I say?
Yeah, in all honesty, my household doesn't have an Xbox in it, but that just might make me get one.
No, I'll tell you one thing. When this was going on, I was looking up info on how to safely upgrade to Windows 10 just so that I could do it, just so that I could play this game. That's how much I care about this game. You owe it to yourselves to look at the trailer for Scalebound. Oh yeah, there's also magic and shit. So like, just and archery and machine guns. Just
watch this trailer.
Look at the trailer. It's so cool. Thus far, one of the coolest things we've seen at the conference.
And the graphics are really stunning too.
Just check it out. It's worth looking at.
And it's got dragons. Dragon
After that, we had, what was it, Sea of Thieves?
Pirates.
At this point, I gotta be honest with you. Scalebound was so cool that I started checking out. Like, I just didn't care.
I actually wound up doing the same thing.
And Sea of Pirates, like, it was pirates. I mean, like, it was ships versus ships, and you could, like, I don't know, crash your ships and fire cannons at each other.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much the extent of the game.
Plunder treasure, and like, so it's pirates versus pirates. It didn't look bad, but once again, just following Scalebound, just...
In all honesty, if Microsoft in all honesty, Microsoft probably should have just ended with Scalebound.
Oh, yeah.
Had everything before that and had Scalebound as its big finish, because Scalebound is so fucking phenomenal. If you couldn't tell, we both really are into it.
It's just that Sea of Thieves looked like an interesting concept,
I guess.
But once again, I mean, the graphics looked low tech. It looked kind of like it was an indie PC game.
Yeah.
And not one of the good types of indie PC games.
No. The graphics honestly reminded me a lot of Zelda Wind Waker graphics.
Yeah. But not as cartoony.
Right.
Like, not like they were trying to be. It is wholly inoffensive. It's not a killer app. It's just kind of interesting.
I was pretty meh on the whole thing, to be honest, for Sea of Thieves.
And then I had Halo Wars 2. People have been talking about this for a while. It's a RTS based on Halo. Yeah, it looked cool, but first of all, it's an RTS with a controller. And I just don't think that you should play RTS unless you're using a keyboard and mouse. Second of all, it's an RTS in a world where, you know, MOBAs have kind of taken over. So... I don't know, League of Legends and Dota 2 are out there, and I don't see this cutting into it. And there's StarCraft 2, which is still pretty much the biggest RTS. I mean, it's going to be a budget title, and it's going to be on the Xbox One and PC, and that's cool, but I don't know, like once again... In, like, EA, there was stuff that looked bad and stupid. Here, nothing looked bad and stupid, but it was just stuff that I like...
It was either you were really into it, or it's kind of meh.
It's not even like it's meh, it's just like, I don't see the space for it. Like, Halo Wars 2, it will be a perfectly interesting game, but I don't know who wants it, is the thing, you know?
Fair.
I don't know who is like, man... You know what I really want? Another Halo Wars. Because everybody who's playing RTSs already has something to play. But anyway, then they closed the thing, and I'm going to shout.
Oh, God,
Because for as good as the press conference was, the end of it made me want to strangle someone. They announced Project Scorpio. It's a new console. It's a new fucking console. It's not the Xbox Slim. It's not a 0.5. It's a new console, and it's launching in 2017. That means that this last console generation has been 3 years. We're getting a new console in 3 years. Now, they're saying everything on Xbox One is going to play on Scorpio, but not everything on Scorpio is going to play on the Xbox One. And that is bullshit. Like, everybody said that, look, it's going to be very powerful, it's going to be great, it has 6 teraflops of power, it's going to be built for VR, blah, 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 it's going to have real 4K gaming. I don't fucking care, alright? The last console generation lasted 8 years. The PS2 generation lasted over 10. The SNES generation lasted just as fucking long. The Nintendo generation lasted longer than I could remember. And you're telling us that this is 3 years? I bought my fucking PS4
for 2 years ago?
Or like last year or something like that. I was using dev kits to play games, and I only thought that the PS4 was worth buying last fucking year. And you're telling me that I have to trade up fucking again? Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you in the fucking goat anus. This is awful. This is fucking awful. All because Nintendo put out the NX because the Wii U failed. This is such a bad thing for the industry. I can't tell you how bad it is, cause first of all, that means that if a company does bad, right, like Nintendo didn't do bad, then they can just pull the trigger and end the console generation whenever they want, making people waste their money. Like, what an asshole I was for buying a PS4. What an asshole I was. And for that matter, it just, like, I've always been a PC gamer, but now it makes even more sense to game on the PC, because everything that's coming out on the Xbox is also coming out on the PC.
Yep, every single thing announced here.
And you know what I don't have to do on the PC? I don't have to buy another one in 3 years! But my PC, I got a very large, like, top-of-the-line PC, because I do that because it's my job. So I'm not gonna have to upgrade that in, like, 7 or 8 years! I don't know, or if I need to, I could just upgrade the fucking video card, or just upgrade the processor, or something like that. I don't want to buy a new console. No one wants to buy a new console. I don't know how important you fuckos think VR and 4K TV is, but it's not. All right?
I'm not.
I've played VR, I've played the HTC Vive, I've played the Oculus Rift. It's cool, and things that come out on it will be cool, but we are not going to be transitioning into a future where everything is done on a visor anytime soon. It is bullshit. And the fact that you are making us pay another $600-something, they didn't show us the price, but I'm sure it's going to be full price, in 3 years is just the worst fucking thing I have heard from this industry in ages. And it's not going to be that people, you know, that all the games work on both. It's not going to be that. People are going to have to decide whether or not they want the game they make to work the best on Scorpio, the best on Xbox One. And that's going to be a problem, because if they make it for the Xbox One, it's going to look shit on Scorpio.
And if they make it on Scorpio, it won't be available on Xbox One. Or
it's gonna look shit on Xbox One because it's designed for higher res. It's so fucking dumb. You guys, you assholes have the gall to tell us to buy a $600 piece of equipment. And then you just revealed the slim version of that equipment.
What the hell is the point of having a 1S, the slim version, and then announce Scorpio?
And
who would buy 1S?
And then you tell us to spend the exact same amount of money 3 years fucking later? I'm not made of money! I'm a games journalist! So, in short, basically cool press conference, but fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you so hard. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And here's the thing. Don't feel bad, because Sony's gonna do the same thing, and Nintendo is doing the same thing, and fuck them too.
Yep.
I just thought that maybe, since you guys know your shit, and that you have been supporting PC gaming for so long, maybe you wouldn't get caught in this treadmill. But you did, so fuck you like the rest of them. Fuck everybody, next time on No Nostalgia Filter.